Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We got the rubber match of this 3-game series between the Braves and Phillies. And visiting Milwaukee Braves will have leading off playing center field Hugh Duffy, batting second and playing second Bill Sweeney, batting third and playing right field Hank Aaron, batting fourth playing third base Eddie Matthews, batting fifth playing first base Joe Adcock, batting sixth playing left field Tommy Holmes, and batting seventh, playing shortstop Dave Bancroft. Batting eighth, doing the catching Del Crandall. And on the mound, batting ninth, Johnny SAIN. And for the hometown Philadelphia Phillies, we got leading off playing center field Billy Hamilton. Batting second, playing left field Al Delaney. Batting third, playing right field Chuck Klein. Batting fourth, playing first base Don Hurst. Batting fifth, doing the catching is Spud Davis. Batting sixth, playing third base Pinky Whitney. Batting seventh, playing second base Francisco Thompson. Batting eighth, playing shortstop Honey Sand. And on the pitching and batting ninth is Tully Sparks. Let's get down here to the field, get this game started. And leading it off for the Braves is Hugh Duffy, batting .365. He's got a homer and 10 RBIs on the season. And he's going up against Tully Sparks. This is his fourth start of the year, 1-0 with a 5.50 ERA. And here's to pitch to Duffy. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Whitney at third, over to Durst for out number one. And Bill Sweeney comes to the plate now, batting .218. He's got one homer and 7 RBIs on the year. And that ball is hit on the ground down to second. Thompson's up with it. 2 quick outs here in the top of the first. And Hank Aaron comes to the plate now with 2 outs and nobody on, batting .301, 7 homers and 22 RBIs. And that's going to be a double in the right field, a 2-out double by Aaron. The Braves got a runner in scoring position now for Eddie Matthews. See if the Braves can jump out here and get a 1-0 lead against Sparks. Matthews is batting .246 with 5 homers and 18 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. He'll fire over to first. Thompson will. And that'll end the inning. The Braves strand 1. We go to the bottom of the first. Braves nothing. Phillies coming up with Hamilton, Delaney, and Klein. And Billy Hamilton's batting $159. He's got a homer and 3 RBIs. But he got an on-base percentage of .354. He has walked 19 times this year, going up against Johnny SAIN, his 4th start of the year. He's 0-2 with a 7.94 ERA. Here's the pitch to Hamilton, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Sweeney at second for out number 1. Brings up that Delaney now, and Delaney's batting .422, 4 homers and 14 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Joe Adcock. He takes it himself for out number 2. Quick 2 outs here in the bottom of the first for Chuck Klein. And Chuck Klein leading the National League with that .420 batting average with 5 homers and 22 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for the Phillies. To the top of the second we go with no score in this game. You got Adcock, Holmes, and Bancroft due up. Joe batting .317. He's got 8 homers and 21 RBIs. And that's going to be the righty. Be a 21. That's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Klein camps under it, makes the catch for out number 1. And you can see the Braves are trying to get back to 500. They're 9-10. They have struck out 81 times, walked 80, hit it 58 doubles, 18 triples. And the Phillies are 10-6. They have struck out 74 times, walked 85, hit 49 doubles and 9 triples. And Tommy Holmes is up batting 306 with a homer and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be against a righty at 19. That's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Sparks is up with it. He fires over to first for out number 2. And Dave Bancroft's up now. 2 outs, nobody on, batting 236 with no homers and 7 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. SAIN's down there, 34-8. And that'll be fielding column 2. And that's going to be an E6. So the Braves, with that error, has Bancroft down at first for Dale. With 2 outs, can Dale keep this inning alive here? Maybe get the Braves on the scoreboard. Dale's batting $178 with a homer and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Thompson. He fires over to first. The Braves strand another runner. Get to the bottom of the second, still no score. And you got Hurst, Davis, and Whitney due up here for the Phillies. And Hurst batting 246 with 4 homers and 15 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. And Aaron makes the catch for out number 1. And now you got Spud Davis up. Spud's batting 305, 4 homers and 14 RBIs. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Kiss it goodbye. Spud Davis is homered off of Johnny SAIN to give the Phillies a 1-0 lead. In the bottom of the second. And there's 1 out and nobody on, and the Phillies leading this game. And Pinky's up. Whitney's batting 236 with a homer and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play. 52 on a 39. And that's going to be a 2 on a 39. It's going to be a foul ball, strike 1 on Whitney. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Aaron. He's got room out there for 2 outs now. And that'll bring up Mr. Thompson. And Francisco's batting 299, 2 homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. Thompson trots on down to first with 2 outs. And Honey Sand comes to the plate. Sand's batting $167 and no homers and only 1 RBI. And that's going to be a 39 pitcher. And that's going to be a rare play. So runner on first. Re-roll some dice here. And 11 on 39 is a 4. That ball will be hit out to center field. And Duffy's out there. 54 and a 2. And that'll be fielding column 3. And that's going to be a single to center runner and scores and batter to second on 1 error on the throw. That's batter stops at first. So nope. So that's going to be a single. And an E8. And the runner on first is going to score. And the batter is going to get down to second, folks. Costly error out there by Duffy. Costly error out there by Duffy. And now we got what just happened there. Redo this here. So we got a single in the center field. E8, runner on first. It's going to score. And the batter is going to get down to second. And why is he at first? Let's try this for a third time. Hopefully the charm here. A single. E8. Let's see, I didn't want him advancing the third. I want him advancing the second. What the heck? Single. And there we go. And now you got Sparks up. He is 0 for 7. The Phillies are up now 2-0 with 2 outs and a runner in second. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bancroft. He fires over to first. But 2 runs score, 1 on the homer and the other on the air. And the Phillies take a 2-0 lead into the top of the third. We got SAIN due up, then back to the top of the order, and Duffy and Sweeney. And you see the Braves upcoming schedule. They leave here after playing this game against the Phillies to go to New York for 3, and then they travel down to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. Johnny SAIN is 0 for 5 on the year, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Durst. That'll be out number 1. And we're back to the top of the order now, and Duffy, he grounded out the third his first time up. And that'll be a ground ball down to Hurst again. 2 ground balls to Hurst, 2 outs here in the third. And now Sweeney's up. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out the second his first time up. That's going to be a fly ball out the right field, and the Braves go down 1-2-3. To the bottom of the fourth we go. It's 2-0. Let's see here for a second. See if we can get this straightened out. The scoreboard a little messed up. See if it straightens out after we do this. There we go. Now you're able to see it better. And we got the top of the order due up here for the Phillies in the bottom of the third. Hamilton, Delaney, and Klein. And Hamilton's 0 for 1. He's grounded out the second. And that's going to be a base on balls. You know what that means. Hamilton's probably going to be off to the races here. See if he can steal a base. And that'll be a 6, a 22, and a 22 is a 44 or lower. He's safe. And he's in there with his 17th stolen base of the year. And let's see, it's either 16th or 17th. Be a 16th stolen base of the year. So Hamilton's down in scoring position now with nobody out. And Delaney, he grounded out the first his first time up. And that's going to be against 17. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And with nobody out, he's probably going to stop at third. But we'll look here. 40. That would be a 43. 30. He's going to try it. They're going to send Hamilton with his speed, and that'll be a 56 or lower. He's safe at home, and he's in there. That's an RBI single. And Delaney delivers here. Makes it 3-0 Philadelphia. Runner on first. Still nobody out. And Chuck Klein at the plate. And will Delaney try to steal here? They're going to let Chuck swing. Let Chuck try to do something with the hole over there. But if he doesn't make it, they may try to steal him with Hurst up. Klein's 0 for 1. He grounded out the third. And that's going to be a fly ball out. Nope, that's going to be a hit by pitch. That's using HB0, and he's not. So all of a sudden, SAIN can't find the strike zone. Hits Klein. And I don't think that's retaliation because there's nobody out. And they're already down by 3. And now Don Hurst is up. He's 0 for 1. He flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strike count on him. SAIN has definitely lost control here in this third inning. And against a 15. And that's going to be another base hit. And that's going to be an infield hit. And that's going to fill the bases up, folks. Now it's bases loaded, nobody out. The Braves have got to bring the infield in. Davis is at the plate here. The Braves are already down by 3. That's going to get the bullpen up. And Spud Davis is homered in this game. Here's the pitch to Spud. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first with the infield in. That's going to be a runner out at home, batter out at first. That's going to be the old 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. That's going to be the 3, 2, 3 double play. So nice job down there by Adcox. 3, 2, 3 double play. Now there's 2 outs, runners at second and third. 1 run in. So if the Braves can get out of this with only 1 run scoring, they'd be happy as pigs in a slump. That's for sure. So second and third, Whitney's up. And Whitney is 0 for 1. He flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Duffy in center field. And that'll end the inning. But the Phillies score 1. Take a 3-0 lead as we go to the top of the 4th. We got Sweeney, Aaron, and Matthews due up here. And I'm sorry, we got Aaron, Matthews, and Adcock due up here. Aaron is doubled in this game. And that's going to be it's the 21. That's going to be a ground ball down the third. Pinky's up with it, fires across the diamond for out number 1. And now Eddie Matthews is up with 1 out. He grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be well hit. And that ball is high. That ball is far. How far is this one going to go, folks? It's out of here. Kiss it goodbye. And Eddie Matthews homers here in the top of the 4th. It makes it a 3-1 ball game. He's trying to get right back in this game. Adcock's up now. He flew out the right the first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that's going to be an E4 on Thompson. And the Braves all of a sudden making some noise of their own here in the 4th. 1 out and 1 on, and our 1 already in. And it brings up Tommy Holmes. Grounded out to the pitcher's first time up. And that's going to be a foul ball behind home plate. Davis makes the catch for out number 2. And Bancroft's up now. Can Dave keep this inning alive? He reached on an error his first time up. And that's going to be a rare play, probably. When a pitcher, a 33 and a 2. 33 and a 2 is fielding column 1. And runner called off first. So they picked the runner off at first. That'll end the inning, folks. But the Braves score 1 on the Matthews homer, makes it 3-1. We get to the bottom of the 4th. You have Thompson, Sand, and Sparks due up here for the Phillies. And Sparks walked and came around to score his first time up. And that's going to be a single in the right field. So a leadoff base hitter here for the Phillies. And Hani Sands up. They're going to try to do a little hit and run here, try to stay out of the double play. Here's the pitch to Sands. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Squares it up. And 41, 7. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And Thompson's going to get down to third with the hit and run on. So now you got first and third and nobody out. And Sparks is going to try the bunt. It's supposed to be first and third. We didn't get that. Down the third here. Single in the right field. And Sparks is going to try the bunt. SAIN down to second here. And a 62 on 33. That's going to be a foul ball, strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And a 30. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike two. 2 strikes on him now. The bunt sign still on a 9. And that's going to be a ball batted down to first. And Joe Adcock's only play is going to be to throw it over to Sand for the out. And now there's 2 outs, 1 out rather, and a second and third. And that's going to force the Braves to bring the infield in as Aaron Reed and Ken Castro joins us here. And we're back to the top of the order, and Billy Hamilton, he has grounded out, walked, stolen a base, and came around to score back in the third. Infield in, here's the pitch to Hamilton, and that's going to be a pop up in the foul territory. And Bancroft goes out there near the dugout, makes the catch for out number 2. The Braves get out of this with no run scoring. It'll be something. Now Delaney's up. Delaney's 1 for 2. He had an RBI single back in the third. Here's the pitch to Delaney. And the Braves might just get out of this. That's a ground ball down the short. And Bancroft's up with it cleanly. Fires over to first. And with nobody out. And runners on the corners. The Braves get out of this mess with nobody scoring. We get to the top of the 5th. It's still a 3-1 game. Dave Bancroft's up to the plate. He was there when Joe Adcock got picked off back in the 4th. And we'll have Bancroft, Dale, and SAIN do up here. And Dave reached on an error his first time up. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Whitney at short. Third, over to first. 1 down. And Dale's up. And Dale is 0 for 1. He grounded out to second his first time. That's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Delaney makes the catch for out number 2. And it's up to Johnny SAIN to get something going here with 2 outs. He grounded out to first his first time up. And that's going to be another ground ball down to Hurst, and he takes it himself. 1, 2, 3 goes the Braves. To the bottom of the 5th we go. You got Klein, Hurst, and Davis, the big boys, due up here for the Phillies. And the Phillies' upcoming schedule, they got a doubleheader on the 7th against the Dodgers. And they play them another game, and then the Cubbies come to town. So now Klein's up. He has been hit by a pitch and grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Aaron's got it for out number 1. And Philip Reynolds joins us here today. Check out his great channel. And we got Don Hurst up now. Hurst is 1 for 2. He singled back in the third. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Duffy in center for 2 down. And grabbing the bat now is Bud Davis, who's already homered in this game. He homered back in the second and grounded into that 3-2-3 double play back in the third. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews, and the Phillies go 1-2-3. To the top of the 6th we go. And the top of the order due up here in the top of the 6th, Duffy, Sweeney, and Aaron. Duffy is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And that's going to be against righty 19. And that's going to be an infield. That's going to be a single in the center field. Duffy's aboard here with a leadoff single. Leadoff single for Duffy. And Sweeney's going to... we want to do a hit and run. Yeah, we're going to do a hit and run with Sweeney. He's 0 for 2 today. And he gets a hold of this one, squares this one up, folks. And that ball is hit in the center field. And that is going to score Duffy the whole way from first. That ball was rolling around out there. And unbelievably, Sweeney's going to stay at first. So an RBI single. And it's a 3-2 ball game, folks. As Duffy blasts one out there. Hamilton had let that ball get by him and was able to score from first. Was Duffy. Now we got Hank Aaron up. Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. And Aaron's 1 for 2 with a double back in the second. And here's the pitch to Hank. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Hamilton. He gets to this one for out number 1. Up to the plate now is Eddie Matthews. And he homered back in the 4th. See if he can drive in another run here. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And a 44 and an 8 will be fielding column number 2. And they'll get the batter out. But the runner will get in scoring position here with 2 outs. So the time run now down at second for Joe Adcock. Can he tie this game up with a base hit with Sweeney's speed and 2 outs? He should score easily. Adcock has flown out and reached on an error. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that's going to be a 21 on the 7. And that's going to be a single in the right field with 2 outs. I would think Sweeney will score with no throw. Let's see here. 3. Be a 54. Yeah, Sweeney's going to score with no throw and tie this ball game up. Joe Adcock with an RBI single. It's 3-3 now, folks. Adcock's down at first. Tommy Holmes is up. 2 down. Sparks can't get this all important 3rd out. Holmes is 0 for 2, grounded out and popped up. And that's going to do it. That's a ground ball down to Thompson over the first. But the Braves score 2 and tie this ball game up at 3 apiece as we go to the bottom of the 6th. You've got Whitney, Thomas, and SAIN due up. And Pinky is 0 for 2. He's flown out to center and right. And he's going to give right field another try, but Aaron's there and makes the catch for out number 1. Here comes Thompson up now. He is a perfect 1 for 1 today. He has walked and singled. Here's the pitch to Francisco. That's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. Crossed over to Adcock for out number 2. And it's up to Heine Sand to keep this inning alive. And Sand is 2 for 2. He's got an RBI single back in the second. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Tommy Holmes catches it. And that's a 1-2-3 inning to the top of the 7th we go in a tie ball game. This will probably be Sparks' last inning. He's due to lead off the bottom of the 7th. He's got Bancroft, probably Dale, and probably a pitch hitter for SAIN. Dave is over 2, reached on an air and grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. His counterpart, no, that's down the second. That'll be out number 1. Dale's up now. And Dale is over for 2, grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be another ground ball. This one down the hiney at short. That'll be 2 quick outs. And we're going to pitch hit here for SAIN at the top of the 7th. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. I think Fred's going to come off the bench here, try to get a board here. Fred Tenney's going to come off the bench with nobody on and 2 outs. See if he can get something going here in the top of the 7th. Fred is batting 136, no homers and 3 RBI. And that is going to be a base hit in the right field. Fred's aboard here with a pitch hit single. We're back to the top of the order and Duffy. See if Duffy can keep this merry-go-round going. And Duffy is 1 for 3. He singled back in the 6th and came around to score. And that's going to be a double in right field. And with 2 outs, Fred might just score and put the Braves ahead here. So that's a 152. And he will score with no throw. So an RBI double by Duffy. And it is now a 4-3 ball game here, folks. And like I say, they'd like to see Sparks get out of this inning here. He's due to lead off the 7th. Sweeney is 1 for 3. Got an RBI single back in the 6th. And that's going to be against the 20. And that's going to be another base hit in the left field. And Delaney's out there. 47. And the only way they can throw him out is on a 66. And that'll get Sweeney in the scoring position if they make the throw. They're not even going to make the throw. It's going to be an RBI single. And they're going to keep Sweeney at first, and now it's a 5-3 ball game, and the Braves are up by 2. And Hank Aaron is at the plate. The runner down at first. Aaron doubled back in the first, grounded out and flown out, and that's going to be a fly ball. Nope, that's going to be a hit by pitch, and I don't know if that was done in retaliation plus aggravation or not, but the Braves ain't happy. But it's 1st and 2nd with Matthews, and he's already homered. So I don't believe it was intentional, but the Braves ain't too sure. And Matthews 1 for 3 with that homer back in the 4th. He is grounded out twice. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So Sparks comes back, strikes out Matthews, but the damage is done. Braves scored 2 as we go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 5-3 Milwaukee. And all that started with 2 outs and Fred with that single. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch the 7th, and then McMahon will probably come in and pitch the 9th. See who's going to come out here. They're going to have a pitch hitter and a lefty and a righty. Let's see what the bench looks like. And I think it's going to be Vic Wills. Let's see here. Vic might come out and pitch the 7th. Yeah, Vic is going to come out and at least pitch the 7th, maybe the 8th. It depends how he does here in the 7th. Vic Wills will come out. And Vic, this is his 5th game. He's 1-0 with a 3 ERA. And you can see the team comparisons. The Braves are batting .257 with a .323 on base percentage, a .494 slugging, and an .817 OPS. The Phillies are batting .262 with a .340 on base and a slugging of .508 and an OPS of .848. And you got pitch hitter coming up here for the Phillies. So he's going to pitch hit now that they brought Vic in, and I think it's going to be Richie Ashburn. Richie's going to come off the bench, try to get aboard here and bring the tying run to the plate. And Richie is 0 for 7 on the year, folks. Here's the pitch to Ashburn. And that's going to be a base on balls walk, and Richie Ashburn, not a smart move here by Vic. Now what the Braves want to see to start this bottom of the 7th. Walk the first batter, bring the tying run to the plate. Billy Hamilton comes up here. Yeah. All righty. So Hamilton is 0 for 2. He has walked, stolen the base, and scored. Here's the pitch to Billy. And that's going to be a base on balls. Vic is walking himself into a damn mess here. Delaney might have to come in this game and have a 3-inning save here. Delaney's up now. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Braves need a double play in the worst way here. First and second and nobody out. Here's the pitch to Delaney. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Braves. That's a ground ball down the short. And that's going to be the old 6-4-3 double play. Now there's 2 outs and a runner down at third. Chuck Klein. Klein there with 1 swing and a bat can tie this ball game up. Thinking about walking him. I think you got to walk him, even though that's the tying run. And bringing the go-ahead run up to the plate. I just can't see letting Klein tie this game up. So they're going to intentionally walk Chuck Klein. And they're going to pitch to Don Hurst. I know that's a walking that tying run, but Klein's just hitting the cover off the ball. So it's first and third. They're going to pitch to Don Hurst. Hurst is 1 for 3 today. He singled back in the third. He's batting .250 on the year with 4 homers and 15 RBIs. Let's see if this strategy pays off for the Braves. And it doesn't yet, because that's a base on balls. And now there's nowhere to put Bud Davis. And Davis is already homered in this game, folks. 1 swing and a bat, and the Phillies could have the lead here. Davis, like I say, homered back in the second. He has grounded out the other 2 times. And that's going to be a pop-up down the first. And that'll end the inning. And Vic gets out of this mess with no run scoring. Bases loaded. We go to the top of the 8th. And I can guarantee you Don's going to come in the game in the bottom of the 8th. So he's going to come out here and pitch. Got the righty, a lefty, and a switch hitter coming up. The only lefty they got in the pen is Simmons. I think they're going to go with Meyer, though, a right-hander. Yeah, Meyer's going to come in the right-hander and pitch, try to keep us a 2-run game. He'll be facing Adcock, Holmes, and Bancroft. And Joe's 1 for 3 with an RBI single back in the 6th. And that's going to be a single to start this 8th inning off. Right away, the tying run comes to the plate. Or Morgan Short's runs comes to the plate, I should say. That ain't a walk. What the hell am I doing? Let's get this shit right. He squares this one up, folks. Joe Adcock squares this one up. How far is it going to go is the question. And that's going to be a double in the right field. So the Braves now with a leadoff double with some insurance run. And Tommy Holmes comes to the plate now with a runner down at second and nobody out. And Tommy's 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and popped up. And that's going to be against the righty. 15. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And with Joe Adcock speeding nobody out, he's going to stay put at third. So that's going to force the Phillies to bring the infield in. It doesn't look like Meyer is the answer here. Still nobody out. Dave Bancroft's up. He is 0 for 3. He did reach on an error and grounded out twice. Infield's in, and it's not going to matter because Dave squares this one up. Where is this ball going to land at? And it's going to land actually knocked down by SAIN. Does a good job, knocks that down. The run will score on the infield hit. And it is now 6 to 3. But SAIN may have stopped Holmes from advancing to third. Now you got first and second, still nobody out. Phillies looking for the double play, just like the Braves got back there in the 7th. Dale is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and flown out the left. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. They strike him out for out number 1. And Vic is going to be pitched hit for. Don's going to come in and try to get a 2-inning save here. See, he's going to come off the bench now. And Bill Burton's going to come off the bench and try to blow this game open. The Braves are up by 3. Could he put the nail in the coffin here? Give old McMahon some insurance runs. You know Don can blow a lead, folks. If you watch the 1961 replay I did, he can make some games very interesting. Bill Burton's batting .333 on the year. No homers and no RBIs. First and second, 1 out. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball. Back to the mound. And they're going to get the old 1-6-3 double play, folks. Nice job by the pitcher. Grabs that ball, makes a quick decision to go down the second over to first. Now to win the inning, but the Braves score another run, make it a 3-run ball game. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. 6-3 game here. And Don McMahon will come in and try to get the 2-inning save. He'll be facing Whitney, Thompson, and Sand. Pinky's 0 for 3. He has flown out 3 times, twice to right and once to center. And he doesn't miss this one, folks. This one's squared up. And like I say, Don can make these games interesting. And that ball is high. How far is that one going to go, folks, is the question. And that ball is going to kiss it goodbye. Pinky leads off the bottom of the 8th with a homer out the left field. And it's now a 2-run game. It's 6-4. How big is that run in the 8th now? And Thompson's up. He's 1 for 2. He has walked and singled in this game. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Duffy. There's a lot of room out in center field here in Philadelphia for out number 1. And Honey Sands up now. Sands 2 for 3 with an RBI today. And he's going to be 3 for 4 because that's a base hit in the right field. Aaron gets over it quickly, cuts it off. Now the tying run comes to the plate, and we'll have a pitch hitter here for Meyer. See who's going to come off the bench against Don. And Cy Williams grabs the bat, and he's going to try to tie this game up with one swing of the bat. Runner on first and 1 out for Williams. And Williams is batting .333. He does have a homer and 2 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a base on balls. And here we go. Now the go-ahead run comes to the plate. Tying runs is on the bases. And Billy Hamilton to the plate. And the Braves get another double play and get out of this mess. Don's making it interesting, and I was afraid of that. Hamilton's 0 for 2. He's walked twice, stolen a base, and came around the score. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 17. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Nice catch out there by Duffy. And Sand's going to stay put. Doesn't want to get thrown out. His run means nothing. And now there's 2 outs. And here comes the big boys coming up. Ed Delaney is 1 for 4 with an RBI single back in the third. Can Don get out of this mess with only 1 run scoring? And yes, no, he can't. Not yet, because he just walks the bases loaded. And this is not who you want up if you're a Braves fan. The Phillies. Crowd's going crazy. Bases loaded. Chuck Klein at the plate. Klein is 0 for 2. He has walked and been hit by a pitch and flown out and grounded out. Here's the pitch to Klein. And that's a ground ball down the second. And Sweeney goes the short way over to second. That'll be a 4-6 put out. And the Braves get out of another mess with only 1 run scoring. We go to the top of the 9th. It's still a 6-4 game. See who's going to come out of the bullpen here. You got the righties coming up. And George Chalmers is going to come out of the bullpen. Try to keep this a 2-run ball game for the Phils. And this is George's 5th appearance of the year. He's got a 2.25 ERA with no record. Like I say, he's got the top of the order to deal with. Duffy, Sweeney, and Aaron. And the Braves are up 6-4. Duffy is having a fine game here. 2 for 4 with a RBI double back in the 7th and an RBI single in the 6th. And that's going to be a rare play. 64 and a 40. And that's going to be hit down the first with Hurst. He's not a great first baseman, but he makes a fine play there. Nice dive and stop. George gets over, covers first. And that's out number 1. Just took a base hit away from Duffy. Now Sweeney's up with nobody on. And 1 out. Sweeney's having a fine game. He's 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Bill. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out to Klein for out number 2. Yeah, your Phillies are trying to make a nice comeback. Like I say, Don, he always does this to me. He just has rough outings. Nothing's easy. Aaron is 1 for 3. He doubled back in the first. Grounded out, flown out, and was hit by a pitch in the 7th. Does he get some revenge? No, that's a fly ball out to Delaney, and that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's a 2-run lead. You got Hurst, Davis, and Whitney due up here against Don. Hurst is 1 for 3. He's singled and walked, flown out the other time, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Sweeney. He fires over to first for out number 1. Spud Davis, who's homered in this game, he's 1 for 4 with that homer back in the second. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Duffy with room out there makes the catch, and the Phillies are down to their last out. And it's Pinky Whitney up, and Pinky, he homered back in the 8th. He's 1 for 4. And that's a easy ground ball to Matthews. That'll end the game. He fires over to first. And a 1-2-3 ninth. And then he makes the game. Braves hold on and win this game 6-4. Take 2 out of 3 here in Philadelphia and get the record back to 500. Take a look now at the box score. And the Braves 6 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. The Phillies 4 runs, 8 hits and 2 errors. Braves top of the order. Duffy and Sweeney came through 2 for 5, both of them. Sweeney with 2 RBIs. Had Eddie Matthews 1 for 4 with a homer. Joe Adcock was 2 for 4. The Braves were 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Did a nice job getting the runs in. Left 6 men on base. And the man, Heine Sand, was 3 for 4 for the Phillies. You had Spud Davis and Pinky with homers. The Phillies were 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position and had their opportunities, left 11 men on base. Johnny SAIN picks up the victory. He's 1-2, goes 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. Walked 2, gave up a homer. Vic Wills came in. It wasn't a Purdy hold, but he gets the hold. 1 inning, he walked 4, but got out of it with nobody scoring. And Don comes in, gets his 3rd save, and it wasn't a Purdy save. 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, walked 2, and gave up a homer. And Sparks drops to 1-1, 7 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, struck out 1 and gave up a homer. Meyer come in, 3 hits, 1 run, struck out 1. And Chalmers comes in and pitches 1 inning. Let's take a look now at the standings. Yeah, it was a rough one for the Phils, like I say. Close, though. Close. So now the Giants are a game up on the Phillies. The Braves and Cubbies are 2.5 games back. The Dodgers and Reds are 3 games back. Pirates are 3.5, and the Cardinals are 4.5. Chuck Klein now is behind Eddie Delaney with that 403. Remember, Klein came up with the bases loaded and couldn't deliver. But Ed Delaney's 412 is leading the National League. Joe Adcock's now leading the National League in homers with 8. And you got 3 players tied with 22 RBIs, Aaron, Adcock, and Klein. And Dazzy Vance is leading the National League with a 1.62 ERA. And you have multiple pitchers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitchers with 3 wins. And Marv Grissom with his 4 saves. And here we go. I don't know what happened there. Hopefully you can hear me. And let's check out the MVP and the Best Pitcher Award. Hank Aaron is now taking over the MVP race over Klein. And Dazzy Vance is still leading in the Best Pitcher Award. And let's see what the next game on the channel is going to be. going to be an American League game, but let's see who it's going to be. Let's see here. So it looks like it's going to be the it looks like all the American League games are played on the 4th. You got, oh, here we go. It's going to be the, nope, that's a National League game and another National League game and a National League game. So if we want to play an American League game, it'll be the Yankees going up against the White Sox on the 5th. How many game series is that? 1, 2. That's only a 2-game series. So that'll probably be the next game on the channel. Will be on May 5th. Bob Shockey leading the American League with that 4.4 ERA going up against Ed Walsh with 3 wins. So it should be a hell of a pitching matchup on the channel. Yankees and White Sox in a 2-game series. I want to thank Ken Castro, Philip Reynolds, and Aaron Reed for stopping by today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out, hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, y'all have a great day and take care.